Hey guys, we just finished an awesome chest workout, me and my wife. We're going to town to check the food shortages and supply chain disruptions and see what the heck's going on. Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. We're going to keep you posted. Let's go. Yep. So the first Dollar General we went to seemed to be almost fully stocked. They were completely out of pet food, or almost completely out. They hadn't been able to get extension cords for 2 months, and there's help wanted on the door. And you could tell they really needed help with stockers and such. Hey guys, we just got out of Brookshire's, and the store looked good. Shelves were stocked. The whiskey was a little thin. The bananas were pretty thin, but I don't think they were having a problem. They just weren't out yet. The meats were bad high, just normal. And we talked to the manager. He said they had to move the prices up, and they didn't move their cut up. So they used to make 28% profit, and now they make 20% profit, and the meat's still high. So that's something that's just going to probably keep going up. And the other thing was plastics. Gatorade and Powerade having trouble with plastics. I found that really interesting. And aluminum can shortage. That's the second time I've heard both of those things, plastic and aluminum can shortage. So we're fixing to go into Bossier and catch the story there. Let's go. Hey, I want to talk a little bit more about Brookshire's. And I noticed their shelves look good. I asked them if they had any trouble with stockers and employees. And he said no, they didn't. I said, wow, that's incredible. He said, we raised our pay $2 an hour. Got employment that fast. So they're raising their pay, guys. I know Kroger's is raising their pay too, and that is going to fall on the back of the consumer. Hug inflation's neck, because it's on the way. We're going to go check out CVS and see what's going on there. Be right back. Okay, we just walked out of CVS, and it looked a little thin. I couldn't really tell it. It looked like normal, to be honest with you. And I asked the lady that was working behind the counter, and the first one didn't know anything, and looked at the second one. I don't know if she was a manager or not. I'm not sure. I said, is there any supply chain problems? Any at all? Nothing. She said, no. Business as usual. That's from the CVS. Let's keep going. Hey guys, we're out front of Kroger's getting fuel. Diesel in North Louisiana is $2.89. It ranges from a little over $3 to a little under $3. And we're about to go get an interview from the manager at Kroger's. Let's see what he has to say. Hey guys, we just got home from Kroger, and it was the same story. It was aluminum can shortage and plastics. So that's really all they said at Kroger. I got an interview with Hunter. He's a great guy, but the audio was awful. So I'm going to run that down for you. I'll see you at the anvil.
There is a can shortage. There's a can pandemic out there right now, especially in the beverage industry. We're importing cans from around the world. We started actually this process back in Q4, a little bit ahead of the curve. We started importing cans back in March. So our margins were impacted. Also, in order to meet demand, with demand up over 100% and a shortage on cans, we had to wrap cans. So that's a higher input cost for us. And then we're also seeing freight costs, transportation costs increase, and also labor costs. It's difficult finding labor currently. So we're hoping this all subsides.
Hey guys, I hope it all goes back to normal too, but there's just not very much evidence of that. I got to tell John, man, he saw this aluminum can thing coming back in March, or before that actually. They actually were probably talking about it months ahead of time, and they started importing cans because they knew something was coming. So I gotta give them credit for that. But you see how far back that happened? They saw it happening, and then way down in the future, here we are. Oh, there's a can thing. Check the plastic story out.
But yeah, what I'm trying to explain to you is why, number one, the price of a lot of things that use plastics are going up. Everything from the next vehicle you buy to adhesives used in the home that you're looking at to even some of the consumer electronics that you're looking at buying. The Texas freeze just didn't trigger a American plastic shortage. Because of how integrated the industry has gotten, it's triggered a global plastics shortage because those plants are not up and running. And I always wondered, you see these pictures of all these chemical plants and all these pipes and stuff, and I've always wondered, how do they inspect all that stuff? How do they know all that stuff is operating safely? Got the answer right here. The reason why a lot of those plants are still offline is they got to painstakingly inspect every single one. Because of the cold temperatures, they don't know if any of that equipment got compromised, ruptured, broken, damaged.
So the plastics plant had a black swan event. There was ice everywhere. I mean, it was nuts. It was like winter wonderland down here in North Louisiana and Texas. And this plastic plant had to stop production. The supply chain kept going. The production has stopped. So the consumers keep consuming plastics. We consume too many of those anyway, but that's besides the point. That's the moral of the story. The supply chain was broken in the wintertime. We're not noticing it till up here, midsummer. It takes a long time to do a shutdown. They used to do them all the time. They had to call everybody and have inspectors come out, and they had to call me and had to go out there and tear all the piping out and put it back in, whatever. And that takes a long time because welders take lots of breaks. They talk too much. Anyway, the grocery stores around here look pretty good. That's the highlights of what's happening in North Louisiana. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button. I've been running around all day collecting evidence. I will see y'all tomorrow.